Kia ora, hello, hi, from Aotearoa, New Zealand. This is Anyway, and I am your host, Natalie McMurray. I'm here to talk television, I'm here to talk reality television, I'm here to talk film, you know, whatever. We'll find out. So I got some feedback about episode 1 from my husband, and he told me that it was not clear that episode 1 was about episode 1 of House of Villains, which I've put in the title. And to be fair, he didn't have that context, so that's fine. And honestly, if it wasn't clear, all I can do is apologize. I was looking for maybe slightly more constructive criticism/feedback. But yeah, you get what you get and you don't get upset. Because if you get upset, you're a crybaby. And nobody can accuse me of that. I hardly ever cried, to be honest with you. I do like to tell people that I had my tear ducts removed as a child because I think it's funny. And also because it reminds me of Lloyd Bridges in Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2, where his character pretty much in every scene that he's in talks about losing body parts or getting them replaced. It's really hilarious. And Lloyd Bridges was a true comic genius. Like with that and the physical comedy that he brought, forget about it. He's honestly so good. So before getting into the next episode of House of Villains, episode 2, I did just want to say that I am so excited about Southern Hospitality being back on Bravo. I love that show, love it to bits and pieces. I watched the first episode of season 4 today, and literally they always bring the drama, even if it's about hot dogs/wieners. It's great. I'm not really sure how to say this or whether it's entirely true, but I do feel like the cast of Southern Hospitality are collectively more emotionally mature than the rest of Bravo, than probably, any other cast on Bravo. And that could be a reach, and I do mean that with the exclusion of Emmy and Will, because I do think they're somewhat sociopathic for each other. I can say in regard to Emmy, I do think she is an epic crier, and her cry tantrums are so on point. They're so unhinged and so enjoyable to watch. I also really love the inclusion of queer people and not just having them there in a tokenistic way. So clap, clap for that, Bravo. Clap, clap. It's something I'd like to see on more Bravo shows, more shows in general, but definitely more Bravo shows given their audience. Also, I really enjoy Grace Lilly and her ayahuasca journey. Although it does seem to have appeared to have landed her in jail, ? I don't really know what happened there. I think maybe it was a DUI situation. I'm not sure. But yeah, I find her really enjoyable on the show. She's always really positive and happy, and I love that. Whether ayahuasca is working out for her or not, I'm not sure. But Shep, on the other hand, from Southern Charm, his ayahuasca journey seems to be working for him. Because he honestly seems genuinely happier to me. And if that's the case, good for him. If I'm being bamboozled, well, it wouldn't be the first time. If we could send the men of Bravo to an ayahuasca retreat one by one to get them to turn into better people, then maybe that's an idea. Maybe we should do that. You know? That would be good. But yes, to wrap up, Southern Hospitality is great and everybody should get into it. Anyway, moving on to House of Villains Season 3, Episode 2. We are back on the spaceship, the mad scientist lab, whatever it is, and Tyson tells us that his third person on the hit list is Jackie. Needless to say, Jackie is not happy about this, and she yells, "What a fucking loser!" confirming my suspicions. Paul, Christine, and Jackie are on the hit list and will compete in the Redemption Challenge tomorrow. For some reason, Paul is squatting like he needs to dump out. I don't really know what's happening there. Maybe his chains are weighing him down. I don't know. Jackie lets us know that if she doesn't win the challenge, she's going to fly the fuck up out of there on a private jet. which Kate responds with a good for you, chic. And I could not agree more. And honestly, if you can afford a private jet, what the hell are you doing here in the first place? 200K would be nothing to someone that can afford a private jet, I think. Joel says that it sounds like it's going to be a fun night, and if he was the villains, he would start drinking. And we all know that alcohol was the catalyst for a great reality show. So good producing, Joel. As a sidebar, I know that Joel mentioned how hideous Tyson's jacket is in the last episode, but honestly, I fucking hate it. I hate the cheap leather look, or whatever you call that. It honestly looks like a trash bag. Like, please take it off. You're offending my eyeballs. Anyway, Jackie says that she's been nice and now her energy is going to start changing. And Tyson says his energy will stay the same. To which I say, please, God, no. This man needs to switch things up personality-wise. And he's also getting way too much camera time. Jackie is walking out the stairs and the rest of them keep talking. And then Jackie starts yelling, Christine, don't beg that idiot. Christine's face, like, she's confused. She's like, who said what now? And we're all confused. Honestly. And then Jackie up in her room calls everyone dodo dummies, which I'm going to have to put in my own arsenal of insults because that is fucking great. Comparing people to a stupid, giant, extinct Australian bird is priceless. It doesn't get any better than that. That's not the only thing that Christine is confused about. She's absolutely not paying attention. Perhaps she's pretending not to get shit. I don't know if it's like a ruse. I'm still unsure about that. But she genuinely seems perplexed about Johnny winning immunity with his team. And then she also thought that he went on the threesome date. Get it together, Christine. There's more to life than looking fabulous. Wait, do I agree with that? I don't know. Anywho, we see a lot of microphone and camera dudes in this show. Has anyone else noticed that? And from memory, I feel like I remember at least seeing one microphone dude and about 4 or 5 camera guys in shots, which doesn't really make for interesting viewing, but I did find it kind of interesting. Nevertheless, Jackie is eating nachos alone on the end of her bed, and I've never felt more seen. Although I would probably be eating them in the bed. And then I would be cursing myself later that night for getting fucking nacho crumbs all through the bed. No wonder I can't sleep properly with a bed full of crumbs. Johnny implies that he wants to hook up with Christine. He tells us that they met randomly on one night, and he slid into her DMs because he forgot to save her number in his phone. To which I say, God help all the beautiful dodo dummies of this world. And Johnny's forgotten where he is. This ain't Love Island, and he's about to be sorely disappointed. We get a shot of Tom Sandoval giving a really good impression of Michael Rapaport eating on the Traders. I never need to see that again. That visual is burned into my memory for life, unfortunately. Tyson goes to talk to Paul about Paul being a decoy and how he'll be okay. Tyson says he's going to go and put on something cozy, and I have flashbacks to his red lanky Christmas onesie, which is yet another visual that I do not need taking up valuable space in my brain. Not only does he have hideous pajamas, but he also has an eye mask with eyes on it, a la the Ramona eye sunglasses that they have on Watch What Happens Live. And those things are fucking hilarious on Watch What Happens Live, but they're not hilarious on Tyson. Those are not Ramona eyes. Those are maybe his own eyes? I don't know. Either way, take that shit off. Streeter and Kate are in bed and they're discussing how they think Tom and Tyson are in an alliance. And then we get a shot of Tom and Tyson in bed side by side. And did anyone else notice all the pill bottles on the bedside table? I'm not really sure what those pills are or whose they are, whether they're Tom's or whether they're Tyson's. What I can say is whoever they're for and whatever they are, they're not working for either person. Kate says that Tom is used to having a sidekick, which couldn't be more true. And then we get a visual from Vanderpump Rules of the motorbike with the sidecar, which is a woof. And of course, Schwartz is in the sidecar. Like, honestly, Schwartz ruined his own marriage to align himself with Sandoval, which is an even bigger woof. Tyson tells Tom that he can borrow his pajamas sometime. Okay. And we get a cheesy 90s-esque TV show intro of the two of them living together. like it's Full House or something. And I see it. I see the chemistry. In an alternate universe, these two are in a relationship. It turns out it doesn't matter if Tom is rooming with a woman or a man. They're going to fuck regardless. In all seriousness, I did enjoy that segment, despite my better judgment. It probably has to do with the nostalgia of it all. Johnny is trying to assert his masculinity by discussing lions and tigers and bears, oh my, with Ashley. But she quickly shuts that shit down and reminds Johnny that the female lions are the ones that do the majority of the work. Thank you for your service, Ashley. Thank you very much. Johnny says that he's been duped several times by women, and they come to the conclusion that vagina is Johnny's Achilles heel. The thing is that Achilles actually had a heel, and Achilles' heel was the only vulnerable spot on his body. And I know for a fact that Johnny does not indeed have a vagina. Ironically, I know this through his lack of vulnerability. And then we're subjected to watching Johnny make out with various women. These women look like they've just taken a shower in semen. I don't really know what's going on there. I'm assuming it's cake or something. But seriously, Love Island, do we literally need to make them look like they've been in a shower of semen? Like, that's pretty much a metaphor for the show that is Love Island. But I don't know if we need to do that. I say that having never seen Love Island, which I've already spoken on. I should probably watch it first before judging it that harshly. Drita is asking Christine about Christine's ex-husband, and Christine tells us that he's a fucking psychopath. Drita asks if Christine is dating anybody, and Christine says that she has a boyfriend. Sorry, Johnny. Anyway, here we are at 7:43 in the morning. Plain Jane tells Drita that she's Russian and that they have a connection because Drita is Albanian. Drita says that Russians are tough and that Russians have breakfast with bears. And Plain Jane responds with, I've made breakfast for some bears, which is a lol. Love it. Tiffany and Tyson are talking outside, and Tiffany is wearing an adorable 70s-inspired denim outfit, which I love. Tiffany thinks that she needs to align herself with Tyson because apparently he's some super amazing game player. What she's forgetting is that all he did was pull a fucking lever. So I'm not necessarily sure that's the vibe. Paul and Plain Jane are outside as well, and they're talking about being outsiders, which is yet more points in my book for Paul, because way to be a non-toxic man in a sea of toxic masculinity. We love to see it. We love to see it, Paul. Drita is in the kitchen cooking. And honestly, Drita is showing up for these people in the kitchen like nobody's business. She is straight mumming. Jackie and Christine are essentially talking about how they're fucked. And Christine is going to have a nice hot shower, wash her hair, and shave her coochie for some reason. And then she's going to do the Cuban shuffle, which I'd really love for someone to explain to me what that means. Then the editors read Christine for filth by throwing a mouse in a runny wheel above her head in a testimonial. Tom is rifling through Christine's makeup and asks for translucent powder, which Christine responds with, totally white? Okay, got you. She is trying to make this man look like a damn fool. And I love it. Speaking of Tom Sandoval, I just saw him on Watch What Happens Live. He was handed a trumpet for a game that they were playing. And some people would have you believe that he broke the trumpet when it was handed to him. I say that trumpet broke itself. It took one look at Tom and said, no fucking way is this how I'm going down in history. Also, as a side note, Chris from the new Vanderpump Rules, who is on Watch What Happens Live with Tom, naming Lisa Vanderpump's sexiest qualities as charm, charisma, and confidence, and not saying charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent was a miss. Especially while you have an audience of drag queens watching you. Do better next time, Chris. Also, if I have to hear the words penis pump again in my life, it will definitely be too fucking soon. Please stop. Everyone gathers at the bar, and they're asking for more Vanderpump martinis from Tom. Then, a crazed woman in pink pants enters the building and demands to know who the fuck these common whores are in her house. And then we see a rusical, without the music and songs, play out in front of our eyes. Also, the term half-half sister is really fucking funny to me. I don't really know why, but it's hilarious. Plain Jane is obsessed with the drama and she wants in on it. And Jackie Jackie does not realize that this shit isn't real until it's almost over. Apparently, those actors are doing something right because she is completely convinced that this is real. She actually doesn't realize that it's part of the challenge until Drita points it out to her. Then Joel comes out in full priest drag saying he's a father and the father. Joel announces that this is the challenge to get off the hit list. Jackie starts having heart palpitations and doing pregnancy breathing, which I believe is called Lamaze. Also, remember when people did Lamaze classes? I never did those. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Anyway, Jackie is panicking, thinking she's going to have to do some acting. And Drita tells her, Jackie, you're cool. You are fine. You're definitely cool because you got a damn fan in your face. And Jackie and that fan are having a love affair. They get into the redemption challenge where they basically have to use their memory. And I would be so fucked. Honestly, I can't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. I was looking through pictures of a tour that I did overseas in my 20s yesterday. And seriously, I couldn't recall anything that I was seeing. Not one location, really not even one person, except for myself. It was pretty scary. And Paul is right there along with me. Christine thinks that going to acting school is helping her in a memory challenge, which makes no sense. Paul wins the game. And he thinks that everyone is looking at him thinking, damn, this man is smarter than I thought. Or, damn, I really wanted to see this dude go. And I'm here to say nobody is thinking those things, Paul. They're thinking, I wonder if we could get some more accessories onto this man. So Christine and Jackie are up for banishment tomorrow. Christine says that she has nothing left to lose and that she wants that damn money. Jackie is up in the room talking to Kate about how she loves to win, and Kate says that Jackie is doing everything wrong. Kate wants Jackie to be quiet, stop crying, and be better at challenges. And that's all pretty practical advice, although I have to say I don't recall Jackie crying once. But that's neither here nor there. I do love Kate Chastain's no-nonsense tough love approach. Then we see Tyson and Christine talking in the garden. And Christine's pants are wild. There is no practical reason for that amount of pockets on a pant. I don't want to carry anything at all, so those pockets would be totally useless to me. These people are treating Tyson like he's the king of the house, and I absolutely hate it. Tyson is wondering whether Christine is a dumbass bitch or whether she's playing one. And honestly, I'm wondering the same thing. I do get glimpses of good gameplay from her, but I also get glimpses of the former. So we'll see. Jackie asked Tiffany how she dealt with being put on the hit list in the past. And Tiffany basically says that she was a raging cunt to everyone, which we see clips of, and that's the New York I love. She's hilarious. Tiffany tells Jackie to use leverage to curry favor. Then we see a bunch of people sitting in the yard, and they are all experiencing Christine's Versace jumpsuit and discussing who they think is going to go home. Christine and Johnny go and talk over by the pool, and I'm pretty sure we got a shot of a Christmas tree. So maybe it is Christmas time, and maybe Tyson's stupid red onesie is appropriate. Who knows? Anyway, Johnny is trying to get into Christine's pants, and Christine is all, these aren't pants, this is a jumpsuit, so good fucking luck. You should have tried when I was wearing my holy pocket pants. I'm offended that Johnny is comparing himself to Greece's Danny Zuko. At least Danny Zuko can sing. And to be fair, I don't know if Johnny can sing or not, but I'm just assuming not. Plain Jane, aka Nosy Nancy, wants to know what Christine and Johnny are talking about, and she thinks it must be interesting, but she couldn't be more wrong. And then we get a shot of Drita doing more beautiful kitchen work with a delicious looking schnitty. Jackie is campaigning to Johnny in front of Christine, which is the bargaining I like to see. Christine dislikes and vanishes like a ghost. Jackie tells Johnny that Christine has a boyfriend and that she's playing him like a goddamn fiddle. Jackie says that she sees the dick twinkle in Johnny's eye and tells him to not be a damn fool. Then we see Plain Jane outside schooling Ashley and Kate about what a bussy is. Truly the Lord's work. Now it's the next morning and Drita needs to fucking clean. And this is a state that I can very much relate to because my inner peace is affected by shit being everywhere. I can't stand it. So I get it. We can hear Drita muttering to herself, 55 mirrors, 47 lashes, 27 curling irons. And I'm concerned that there's not an even number of eyelashes. Kate says that she doesn't give a shit about anything, and I feel that statement so genuinely from her. Drita says that it would be easy for her to gain 5 million followers by throwing her ass around, to which I say, I wish you would. Then we see Christine in the kitchen wearing another pair of those stupid fucking sunglasses, which means she has at least 2 pairs of them. Hell, she might even have 47 pairs of them. Please stop. Paul tells us that Ashley is Paul's sleep paralysis demon. And if that is the case, then he is the cutest sleep paralysis demon of all of us. I probably wouldn't be concerned to fall asleep on my back if that were my sleep demon. Drita tells us that she is not a follower and that she likes an underdog, so she wants to keep Jackie. Then we see Drita telling Johnny that she's a big fan of his and a big fan of Love Island. And this is the only thing that I have yet to judge Drita about. She does, however, say that there is no fucking chance in hell that she would let her daughter around him. And kudos to that. Joel comes over the loudspeaker and tells everyone to get dressed for the next 6.5 hours for the banishment ceremony. Then Tiffany comes down to the kitchen wearing the nicest pair of sunglasses I've seen thus far on the show. And there has been a lot of them. She asks Jackie how Johnny and Paul are voting, and Jackie has no idea. Side note, Johnny is drinking a Heineken Zero, which is great if you don't want the alcohol. But the really fucked up thing about 0% beer is that it has the same amount of calories as regular beer. So I'm definitely on the side of fuck that shit. Why not just drink soft drink? You know? Jackie says to Paul and Johnny that she was promised allegiance from a particular gentleman in their group, but she doesn't want to say who it is, because she wants to find out if this person will stand on what they said. Come to find out, this person is Tom Sandoval. Then we see a shot of Jackie and Tom in the kitchen shaking hands, and Jackie saying some super vague shit. Honestly, I feel like Jackie is really just playing Tom here, which is funny. Also, Tom is wearing an outfit straight out of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I have to say, I do kind of love the sweater vest Coogee. Very Kath and Kim of you, Tom. Johnny runs upstairs to tell Tyson and Tom what Jackie said. And I feel like I've seen the look that we see on Tom's face 1,000 times while watching Vanderpump Rules. It's a somewhat guilty, but I also want to appear innocent look. And in this case, I do believe he is innocent, but love to see him sweat. Tom says that he talked to Jackie and shook her hand, but he tells us that he was just trying to be polite. He then says what Jackie is trying to do is attack his character, which puts me right back in the position of fuck the fucking fuck off, Tom. Don't be ridiculous. Jackie says that she wishes both her and Christine would be banished together. And Christine is all WTF, Jackie. And Jackie says that sending one of them home is mental fucking torture. And I'm wondering if anyone has explained this game to Jackie, because it's always just one person that goes home. Then dong, quack, quack, quack comes over the loudspeaker because Joel is trying to get everyone to shit their pants, which is funny. Then we see Tom talking to Paul about how Jackie is fucking him. And Paul loves the fact that Tom is paranoid and wants to use this to his advantage. And then Paul explains that in the game of chess, if a pawn gets to the other side of the board, they turn into a queen, which I had no idea. And I love the fact that Paul is out here teaching the people. But I did Google it, and while he is correct, you can in fact turn that pawn into any chess piece. Obviously, the queen is the most powerful, so duh. Tom is blah blah blahing about this not being Vanderpump Rules, and he's trying to portray himself as reliable and hardworking. And I'm not sure anyone's buying that, Tom. And then we're at the banishment ceremony. Tyson very undramatically takes his chair. Jackie and Christine go to stand up by the weird prop chairs and throw daggers at Tyson, which apparently looks like constipation to Joel. Joel hilariously points out that Jackie is fanning herself while in a ski jacket, and he thinks that's some baller shit. I agree. Christine and Jackie make their final pleas. Christine goes on a weird rant about spilling shit and being a hot mess. And Jackie is completely on point about this new Christine. What the fuck was that? Jackie says that she has no bullshit for the people, and she wants to be here, and she wants them to keep her here. The people vote, and Christine and Jackie get strapped into the weird banishment contractions, and the person leaving is dun 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 What the fuck? Another cliffhanger. Like I said last time, the first 3 episodes came out together, so not really such a big deal. But I feel like pulling this shit on a week-to-week basis is probably going to get annoying. And that's where we leave episode 2. Thank you for listening. Until next time, see ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.